Welcome everyone to our Power Thinking, rejuvenating your amazing mind training for Wednesday. It is the 18th of March, 2026, and this is our 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time edition. I'm your moderator, Stanley Green, and it is always a pleasure. It's amazing that we've been doing this first over the phone lines for years, going back to 2018, and then we started with LinkedIn audio uh, it was in 2023. About this time in 2023, they stopped that in 2024. We went on hiatus and then came back with the LinkedIn Lives, where we're now, in the fall of last year, we are on, five platforms at the same time now, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on X, on Facebook, and on Twitch. So really excited. I never lose this enthusiasm to do this and to share with you these absolutely essential. I was talking to someone today about corporations, and he said, "Are you B2C or B2B?" I said, "No, B2B. I mean, I've done work for corporations, but I'm not into them because I know that their goal is the bottom line and not. They may say it's the welfare of their people so that they can get a bottom line, but very few actually execute on that. So I focus B2C. We have an app, real estate on your phone, and we're really excited that we're able to help you to build these essential, not the soft skills. So with corporations, they'll call these the soft skills. Kind of nice to know, but if there's a budget crunch, they're the first to go. Right? We don't have budget for that stuff, for that power thinking, resilience training stuff anymore. We got to keep people on the essentials, and of course, and we all know that this is absolutely essential. So, in our quest to continually help you to retrain your brain, so that when that adversity hit, when that setback, when the setbacks hit, you are prepared, you are strong, you understand what's going on, and you are in control and are able to move, to bounce back faster. It's not that you won't be down, but you won't stay down. So hit that *6 at any time. Love to hear from you. We had David Jones join us this morning, and as we got into our focus, and he talked about it as it related to this new technology, AI. So our focus for today has been the power thinking resilience skill. And there's 7 skills. Our focus is on skill number 2. Skill number 2 is avoiding thinking traps. Thinking traps were developed by Dr. Aaron Beck, considered one of the two fathers of cognitive behavioral therapy. The first became prominent in the 1950s. His name is Dr. Albert Ellis, and one of the skills was authored by Dr. Albert Ellis, and that's the skill of ABC. Remember that one. The second skill was developed and introduced by Dr. Aaron Beck when he started in his therapy to focus on not people's upbringing, his clients' upbringing, but in their background, which in old psychological theory was at the root of what's going on with them. But he started to focus by accident. And that's how great things are invented, many times by accident. He focused on their thoughts, their cognitions. That's why it's called cognitive behavioral therapy, because it is focused, and this only occurred in the late 50s and in the early 60s and beyond, and in 60s and beyond, on their thoughts. What are you thinking? Because while he was focusing on with one client, and he talks about this in a 45-minute video, this is Dr. Aaron Beck. It was when, when he asked the question, you seem to be thinking about something, as he was going into his diagnosis. What are you thinking about? And she mentioned it, and he's going, wow. And as a result of this discovery, Dr. Beck found his business started to dry up because patients, he did so well at helping them to be more aware of these cognitions and when they may be going awry, that they didn't need them anymore. So think about that. You're with a therapist, and in, let's say, 6 visits as opposed to 16 visits or 60 visits, you're going, I got it now. And that's essentially what we're doing. We're taking that material, condensing it, focusing on the essential pieces so that you don't slide to a point where you're in such disarray that you need help. Now, getting help is important, but if you understand what the psychologists and therapists are being taught, think about what that means. So we focus on the skill that Dr. Aaron Beck created, and he lived to be 100, died about 5 years ago, out of Philadelphia. I met him, have a picture with him and his daughter that runs the Beck Institute in Philadelphia. And so really proud of, being in the room where, he spoke and took questions. I was on the board of the WHYY, the PBS affiliate in Philadelphia, and was fortunate enough to meet him. So we focus on what he developed. One of the 8 thinking traps developed by Dr. Aaron Beck. And so we presented a video that we have shared in the past. And that video is Larry David from the old TV show Curb Your Enthusiasm. And it's a great scene where he walks in the door and his wife says, I need to, we need to talk. We need to talk. And he jumped to a conclusion. And that's what we focus on today, of course, jumping to conclusions. How he got there, who knows? But that's what happens in life. That's what happens in relationships. And your significant other or the person you're with, where they experience this, they go, where did you get that? What made you think that in this particular case, that we're getting a divorce? You just walked in. I just said that, we need to talk. And you go, it's over? And you go, what's over? The marriage? It's over? So it's really funny scene, but think about it. How many times have we experienced this in the workplace, in our personal lives, where somehow we perhaps may have jumped to a conclusion, or someone else may have jumped to a conclusion? So love to get your thoughts. How have you handled this kind of thing? So avoiding thinking traps and jumping to conclusions is one of the thinking traps, one of the 8 thinking traps. Avoiding thinking traps is one of 7 skills. It is a great skill to master. And there are 7 of them. There are 3 awareness skills, where the goal is to be more aware of these 50,000 thoughts a day, the fact that 70 to 80% of them are negative or repetitive. And so now we can be aware and we can put them in categories. And instead of them driving us, we can begin to challenge and control them. So the 3, first of all, let's go through the 7 skills that, by just plugging into what we do every week, by taking advantage of our Power Thinking app, Corp app, that you will be able to master these skills and get stronger in your ability to control your emotions, in your ability to control your impulses, that ability not to say the first thing that comes to mind, to be more empathetic, to have self-efficacy in whatever you do, that no matter what's going on, you have control over your ability to succeed. Your optimism, the view that no matter what is going on, that there will be a successful outcome. Causal analysis, as opposed to just jumping to a conclusion, get down to the root cause, getting the evidence of a situation or a problem. Because as Dr. Beck said in response to a question asked at that workshop that I attended or panel discussion in 2012, I'll never forget it when a person in the audience asked, so Dr. Beck, you have children, and one of them, Judith Beck, you can look her up for the Beck Institute.org. She runs it, and she's a psychologist. She followed in her dad's footsteps, and there are many videos on YouTube that she did with her dad, Dr. Aaron Beck. And a person asked, it's the only thing I remember from this workshop. So, what did you tell your children as they were growing up? What did you share with them as they were growing up? And he simply said, I always told them that every problem has a solution. Every problem has a solution. And if we, really believe that, as opposed to, being defeated by a problem or setback, we can get to where we need to be. So that's part of causal analysis, drilling down to finding the root cause of whatever happened, and of course, reaching out. One of the most important of the 7 inner strengths of resilience, reaching out and taking that initiative to connect with other people and to take action when faced with setbacks and challenges. So what are the skills that we want to master and practice so that we can increase those inner strengths? It's learning the ABCs, 3 awareness skills, again, avoiding the thinking traps, jumping to conclusions being one, detecting these iceberg beliefs. What is the belief that's driving the thought? Why would Larry David, in that episode, in that 2-minute video, jump to a conclusion that because his wife said, hey, we need to talk, that they're getting a divorce? What was that deep-rooted iceberg, that below the surface belief? Maybe the experiences he had in a previous relationship, whenever someone said we need to talk, it was a problem. Maybe he was feeling guilty about something that he may have done and figures, she found out about it, I'm in trouble. So that's the iceberg, another awareness skill. And then it's taking action. It's challenging the belief that you may have that, person believes, is thinking a certain way. There's putting things in their proper perspective. There's a positive stuff that goes on in our lives that unfortunately many people don't focus on. And we have those 3 good things that we want to write down before going to bed every night, so that we're focusing on the positive and we wake up with gratitude. There is calming and focusing, those deep breaths, and meditation. I know David Jones this morning talked about meditation, and there are apps that focus on meditation. We focus on CBT and cognitive behavioral therapy and making you more aware of what your therapists and psychologists are learning in their studies over a 4-year period. We're condensing it into what we do with power thinking and, of course, real-time resilience. So those are the skills of resilience. And again, we're just focusing on one piece, 1/8 of one skill. And one skill, avoiding thinking traps, is 1/7 of this. But this is a powerful framework that as we master it, nothing can stop us. It may slow us down a little bit. We can't be stopped. There's some folks who commented on, and so what are your thoughts? What did you think about the video? How many of you saw the video before with Larry David? Love to get your thoughts. And by seeing it again, did it kind of reinforce? It certainly, makes the message very plain about how easy it is to jump to conclusions about something. So feel free to hit that *6 or write in the comments on LinkedIn or YouTube, like we just showed here, where Layla Llewellyn is, I believe, maybe on the phone line as well, but certainly on YouTube. Hello, Power Thinking family. So we flash up any comments you leave on YouTube, on LinkedIn. Feel free to comment about this thing called Jumping to Conclusions. And hopefully, and you're probably going, well, I didn't see the video. Get our app. And, we put in push notifications a link to the video that we're going to talk about on Wednesdays. We do that every Tuesday, usually Tuesday evening. You can click the link and be prepared to, at least, if nothing else, think about, what we are sharing, because that's what this is going to be all and has been all about. It's just making you aware, so that now you are in more control of your thoughts, your beliefs, which can be changed, and your resulting emotions. So thank you, Layla, who is joining us from California. Christy Williams, who is joining us from Florida. Good to see you, Christy. Thank you for joining us. And we have on LinkedIn, Charlie Lewis. Haven't seen you in a while. Good evening, brother. Charlie Lewis says, great to have you. Thank you very much for joining us as well. We'll flash another up on the screen. And Shauna McHerron. Shauna, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. And brother Charlie Lewis is done, my brother. Thank you very much. So we appreciate you. We'll put some other messages up on the screen. We do have on a scroll. So if you want to check us out on the Power Thinking Corp YouTube channel live, you can do that. But on our scroll, I do want to mention that something really, really important. We have, and you'll see it scrolling across. As you know, we have the Power Thinking Corp app, and many of you, I appreciate you who have joined us from the time that we had our beta testing, and we're always evolving. But through the beta testing, we were able to get some things squared away. What I'm proud of most is, while we do these every Wednesday, it goes back to 2018 on the phone lines and now on multiple platforms. The Power Thinking app is something that takes real estate on the most important device in people's lives, and that is on the smartphone. This is the end game for us at Power Thinking. So that on my phone, on that particular row where we have apps, there's a YouTube app, there's the Calm app, and that's, I consider them our competition. Their focus is on meditation, exercises, and things to help you sleep better, sounds, and so forth. And then they're right in the middle is the P, the blue P with the sun rays coming out, and that's right in the middle. And then there's, on my phone, there's the Headspace app. So I have that because I want to see what they're doing, how they're pricing. And they are, again, meditation based. And so if you look at what we do, those apps, Calm and Headspace, focus on meditation. And if you look at our skills of resilience, what they do is actually related to just one skill, and that is calming and focusing. Remember, calming and focusing is an action skill. And typically we'll talk about, when we talk about calming and focusing, deep breathing exercises, but meditation is a big part of that. So again, their focus is just on meditation. And if you would ask AI, for example, the comparison between Power Thinking and Calm and Headspace, they'll tell you that Calm and Headspace focuses on meditation and sleep assistance, and Power Thinking focuses on cognitive behavioral therapy. And this is cognitive behavioral therapy for the masses. So feel free at any time to go to the App Store, the Apple Store, or Google Play if you have an Android, and search for Power Thinking Corp. That's Power Thinking space Corp, CORP, and it'll bring up that P, the blue P with the sun rays. Install it, and what you'll see, if you've downloaded it before, you'll see that we have a subscription where we charge $20 roughly. It's $19.99 is our entry level tier, $19.99 a month. And we actually just changed that, and they were both approved by Google and Apple Store respectively last week. And so now when you sign up, you go in and install and you sign up, you'll get a 14-day free trial, and for an annual membership. An annual membership, remember I said it was $20 a month? You can get an annual membership at $59.99, and you're done for the year. And then the monthly, instead of $19.99, is now $9.99. And we did that through, in part, assistance from doing some studies with AI and looking at our competitors, and so we were able to drive out some costs. So we had a chat function with our app. We had Chat GPT incorporated into the app. Folks weren't using that, so we took those costs out, and we made some other adjustments in costs so that we can bring the rate down, so that it's absolutely a no-brainer. I call this no-brainer pricing, right? There are monthly fees where each month, sometimes, maybe cable. Am I really using cable? I only used 5 or 10 channels. And even when I was running cable companies, people were, complaining that when we only had 40 channels, hey, I only used 3 channels. Why do I have to pay for all of them? And that's the case today. So you can actually, eliminate some of those costs. And so we wanted to make what we do a no-brainer, at $10 a month or just $60 a year. You don't even have to think about it. And now you have access to this. So we tomorrow will be sending a Power Thinking boost, as we have been on email, but you're going to get more of them with the app. During the course of the day, you may get reinforcement about a particular skill or inner strength. So make sure you check us out. 14-day free trial on our annual rate, and there is a 7-day free trial for the $9.99. So instead of $19.99 each month, it's only $9.99 each month. If you take the monthly option when you sign up for the app, you'll get a 7-day free trial. And if you take the annual option, you'll get a 14-day free trial. So you can kick the tires. I'd love for you to tell me, what you're thinking, how it looks. If you're getting anything out of it, what can we improve? And I've been getting feedback from folks on what we can improve. So really appreciate that. We'll go to some other comments. Charlie Lewis, you inspire me. My lecture tonight was assuming assumptions. Yeah. How many people, and that's, you've heard that, I guess it was a little phrase, assumption. What happens when we assume? It makes a so letter out of you and me, right? When we assume, and it does. Think about the video that we shared with Larry David when he comes in the door. His wife says, "Hey, we need to talk," and he goes, "It's over?" She says, "What's over? The marriage is over?" And of course, when he finds out that she just wants to talk about an invitation to their friend's event, and then he goes, "Oh my," and then she starts asking and probing. So why would you think, because I just mentioned that we need to talk, that the marriage is over? And how many situations have we been in when we've done that? So I'm really happy that we inspire you there, Charlie, and that, yes, that assuming assumptions, got to be really careful. Timothy Butts, excellent example. Good evening, family. Thanks for joining us, Timothy. Really appreciate it. And Charlie Lewis mentioned inner equilibrium balancer. And so as we do what we do, our goal is to help you to get that balance. Let's get through some other comments. We have Gloria Hairston, who mentioned, "Wow, Stan, that is phenomenal." So thank you. And yes, we in terms of the app, I'm assuming I'm jumping to a conclusion. Maybe you can straighten me out if this is not what you meant or what you're referring to when you said, "Wow, Stan, that is phenomenal." But when our pricing, that we want to make this a no-brainer. We want as many people to have the app as possible, so that every month, when they have it, they're not asking the question, "Well, am I getting anything out of this?" And if they pay for it for the year, you don't worry about it. Now, here's a part that I did not share with you, and this is absolutely important. It was important for me to not be like the other apps and simply say, "Hey, please refer this to other people so they can enjoy what you enjoy." What we say is, please refer this to other people, and we have the link, and we have, in writing a little message, and all you have to do is use the social media platforms and share the link with the message, and you're done. And if those folks sign up, because there's a referral code associated with you that's unique to you, you'll see that who signed up, how much they're paying, and you're going to get a one-time 15% share of that. So if it's a $60 annual membership, which is going to be relatively easy for folks, when you think about it, $60 and they're done for the year, you're getting $8 out of that. I think about now using these powerful platforms like Facebook, 3 billion users worldwide. LinkedIn, 8 billion users worldwide. TikTok, they have in the billions of users worldwide, active users. And you build a following. On LinkedIn, I have 30,000 connections. And you forward that link. And if you do it with Facebook messaging, you know how you have some kind of cool video or crazy video, viral video, and you want to share it. People, willingly share it. And Facebook appreciates it because it keeps people on the platform. And you just hit send. You can do the same thing. We make it easy for you. You hit the share button and your platforms will pop up on the app. And you go to Facebook Messenger, for example, you go to LinkedIn, and then you click, and those folks have the link. They sign up. They get the annual membership at $60. You get $8 per person one time. So out of these billions of people out there on these social media platforms, now you're leveraging those platforms as opposed to them leveraging you, and you're helping people, and and they're paying a low amount of money, and you're making something. You do that 1 million times, and that you're talking $8 million. Let's say you pay that $60, and all you want to do is get your money back. Now, so over the course of a year, you just get 10 people, and you make $80. You paid for your membership, and you make a little money. You want to do 1,000, you get 1,000 people to sign up. You're now looking at on a $60 investment. Now, so let's talk about this as just a pure business. A $60 investment, you're getting back $8,000. The $8 times 1,000 people that signed up over the course of a year. You can take your time and do it. We wanted to create that kind of platform for you. So the Power Thinking Corp app, check it out, Google Play or the Apple Store. And you know how tough Apple is. So when we ever make changes, and when we change the pricing, Google approves them, in good time. And Apple's tough. So when you pass Apple, you're there. So I see Cyrus saying, "Hi, good evening, everyone. Good morning if you are in the UK." And Charlie Lewis with a few comments as well. Thank you very much. It's Thursday morning in the UK. So appreciate those who are joining us from other countries. And one of the cool things as we wrap up is, remember, we talk about your emotion regulation, your impulse control, and so forth. In the app, you can get your a baseline. It's evidence-based. There's a power thinking assessment. You take that. So first thing I want you to do in this free trial, where are you with your emotion regulation? Are you above average, below average, average? Where are you with your impulse control and your empathy, your self-efficacy, and so forth? The first thing I'd like you to do is take that assessment so you can get a feel for where you are in those inner strengths, and then plug in. You can go through all of our videos, the videos of these sessions, the videos that we share with you through push notifications. Let's have a good time with this, and let's make money. So thank you very much for joining us, everyone. Go to our phone lines and say good night to Eric Olson, to Coleman. Good to see you, my friend, and to Sharon Smalls, and to Layla Llewellyn, Greg Jones, Timothy Butts, Calvin Patterson. By the way, Coleman, I got good reviews. The president of the Delaware Valley Association of Black Psychologists, Dr. Kennebrew, actually signed up for the app last week and raved about it tonight on the, I don't know if you were on, but raved about it on the in the meeting, and she loved the push notification. So this is a psychologist who was a professor at Lincoln University, is doing great work. Is the new president of the association. So that's all I needed. You gave me your feedback, so I'm there. And then Dr. Kennebrew gave me that feedback. We're on our way, everyone. So thank you, everybody. Make it a great evening and remainder of the week. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks. And we will go with our folks online. Thank you so much.